Ashton, are you excited that with some offensive weapons like Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers, and Trey Tucker in front of you, you're going to see fewer loaded boxes this year?
Yeah, it's definitely exciting, to have a great group of teammates around me. So I'm looking forward to it.
Ashton, how do you feel about going to the AFC West? 4 coaches that have been to or won a Super Bowl, and of course the Chiefs have won the division 9 straight years. Just talk about going to the AFC West.
Yeah, just a competitive division, but I'm ready to compete. And, that's what you want, and I'm excited. And it's gonna be a lot of fun, and ready to shake things up a little bit.
Hey Ashton, can you do me a favor and lift up your right sleeve real quick?
Yeah.
You got a Haitian flag on there, right?
Yeah.
Say, man.
Nabule.
Okay, I see you.
Ashton, you're playing for Pete Carroll, who is famous for drafting Marshawn Lynch and having his running back with him. Can you look up Marshawn Lynch's play style and
Yeah, he's one of the first running backs I started watching, and I just love his aggressive style of running. So definitely looking forward to that. And he just texted me earlier, so it was pretty dope.
you have a sweet tooth like him with Skittles? Is there a candy?
Yeah, not quite Skittles, but I'm more of a Sour Patch Kids guy. No, it's great. Just from the short time of knowing him, I can see why so much people like him, and how much success that he's had as a coach and his players. So I'm excited to be another player a part of that. Just to be the next one, just continue carrying on the legacy of greatness that's been there in in that facility. Man, tremendously. I think most importantly is how he's helped me as a man of God, and in my faith. I think that'll last longer than anything that I'll do on the football field.
Speaking about your support system, how important is it for the mental health part of your game, having those people behind you?
Man, it's everything, whether I play good or bad, no matter what, my family, the people who are there for me, in those moments is big time, and I'm just grateful to have that great support system.
Ashton, in the era of NIL, guys grabbing bags from school to school to school, some rumors you had some big offers to leave Boise State. Talk about staying true to Boise State. Talk about guys doing that well moving forward.
I mean, that guy right there, once they told me he was, getting the job, I knew that, there was nowhere else to be, and, I knew they would give me a little bit of, change, so, but I think for me it's, legacy, it's impact, you can't buy those things. There's no price tag you can put on that, and, Boise State was the only place that I could continue that and leave something, that will be there for forever. Learning a new playbook, obviously better competition, each and every week, and, just getting better in the places that I need to, so that I can be an asset, to the team off the rip.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Doing good. When I talked to you a month ago at the Combine, we talked about the great running backs in this league. What are your initial thoughts on how to cement yourself as one of them?
Yeah, I think, I'm going into, a great system, so I know they'll, give me the ball, give me opportunities to, make plays for the offense, but just continuing to get better, taking it to the next level in the hard work that I do, and, it'll continue to translate on the field.
Aston.
Real truth, man. Man, he just pushes me to, another level, right? And he keeps it real with you each and every single day. So I'm just grateful for that relationship, to have him, and, he'll continue to help me, get better and, get stronger and faster and, be a great running back. Man, it's gonna be weird, man, but you know, I gotta go back to the regular green grass, you know, but I'm excited for it. Who I am, you know, the person that I am, you know, what's got me here, the work that I put in, you know, the humbleness, you know, the energy, the passion, all of that will never change.
How have your Haitian culture impacted your game?
In a lot of ways, just, you know, Haitian culture, you know, just, you know, the influence of, you know, having people, you know, take over the country and, you know, not getting things, you know, the way they're supposed to, or, you know, having to work for each and every single thing. And, you know, my family being from there, you know, that's, you know, been put on me to, you know, work for every single thing that you get, because it's always earned, it's not given.
Ashton, you meet Chris Jones in the hole. You got a move or two ready for him?
I do, for sure.
Ashton, what was it like having your head coach and your athletic director in the green room with you in that moment? What was it like having?
It's amazing, you know, because, you know, they helped me get to this point. You know, they've, you know, put a lot into me. They believed in me, you know, when nobody else did. And, you know, I'm grateful to share that experience with them.
Ashton, what's going through your head hearing your name called?
Man, I'm just super excited, just ready to run through a brick wall.
Ashton, we have a message for all the fantasy football players. They're so happy that you are a Raider right now.
Shoot, you know, draft me so you can win your, you know, fantasy football, you know, championship.
Ashton, yes, last two.
Hey, you're 26 yards shy of breaking Barry Sanders' record. We just talked about fantasy football. What's the stat sheet look like at the end of this first season?
Say that again, sorry.
What's the stat sheet going to look like at the end of this first season?
You know, I can't tell you exactly, but it's gonna be amazing for sure.
Yesterday you said there was nothing to do in Green Bay, so what's the first thing you want to do in Vegas?
Probably just, you know, take a tour of the city, you know, see everything.
I heard Buffalo Wild Wings, so that's all the females.
Yeah, maybe some Buffalo Wild Wings.
One more. What do you have to say to Raider Nation about you fellas?
And they getting, you know, a great person, and, you know, I'm gonna come in and, you know, do my thing, and I'm just super excited, you know, for Raider Nation. You know, the energy, I love the fan base already. So I'm excited to come into that community and, you know, bring change for the better.
Love you. Thanks, guys. Baby.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.